First up on Newshour, straight Congress versus BJP debate on this one. Jayanti Natarajan is representing the Congress party on the Newshour tonight, and Piyush Goyal, Treasurer and Rajya Sabha MP. Jayanti Natarajan is Union Minister for Environment and Forests and Congress spokesperson. Thank you very much. And both parties have sent senior representation on the Newshour tonight. I'm grateful for that. Thank you very much. Now, let me begin with Jayanti Natarajan. Miss Natarajan, you know, everyone is seeing through this. Because if secularism was the fault line, then was the Congress secular in its alliance with the MIM? Was the Congress secular in its understanding with the AUDF in Assam? Has the Congress party been secular in its relationship with the IUML in Kerala? Are these parties secular? So if secularism is the fault line, you'll have a lot to answer as well. And are you using this whole secularism argument because you cannot today justifiably sustain a debate on issues of governance and the economy? Ms. Natarajan, the question goes to you first.
Well, I totally disagree with you, Governor. We can sustain a debate upon growth. We can sustain the debate on governance. And I can debunk every single one of the myths of growth in Gujarat that Mr. Modi has been trying to propagate to the nation. But I'll come to that later.
No, but
Next,
you must tell us.
Secularism is not just the issue here. The issue is, yes.
No, please complete. There's a slight audio delay. Because of the audio delay, I request you, Ms. Natarajan, I'm requesting Piyush Goyal to allow her to complete before you launch into the counter.
About the economic
we'll get it, but I think it's fair of us to ask you to allow her to complete her comments before you jump in. Yes, please. Ms. Natarajan, please continue, because I asked two very specific questions.
Yeah.
Yes, we're getting started.
The issue is the issue is really that Mr. Modi, if you start with his comment to Reuters, I've read a survey where over 3 years, from 2010 to 2013, Mr. Modi's made speeches all over, which have been 68 speeches, where the word Hindu is not even used once. And suddenly when elections are coming up, he uses the word. He doesn't say that he's a nationalist Hindu. He says he's a Hindu nationalist, which has completely different overtones. And then he says, I'm born a Hindu, I'm a nationalist, therefore I'm a Hindu nationalist. I don't know whether he thinks that the entire nation is composed of people who do not have the brains to understand him. Then the most offensive remark that he made about comparing a law and order issue, an issue where a chief minister should have saved the lives of people who were dying in his state, to a puppy being run over by a car. And then the worst of all, which I find extremely offensive, both as a woman and as a citizen, is to say that the...
Oops. Just losing the line there. I think we lost the line. We're going to get the line back. Piyush Goyal, would you like to make your opening remarks? Though I think it's unfair, she won't be able to listen. But go ahead.
I can make it, but I'd rather prefer that she hears it.
I think she can hear you now. I'm told she can hear you, but we are going to get the video link back with Chennai. Go ahead. Okay, she can hear you.
I'm extremely surprised at this canard of lies that both the Congress at the highest level and a large part of the media seems to be indulging in for the last 3 days. I ask you, Arnab, are you a Hindu nationalist? And what will you say? Are you a Hindu? Are you a Christian, Muslim? If I ask you that, what is your answer? And then if I ask you, are you a nationalist?
I am an Indian. I am an Indian.
You're an Indian?
Yes.
No. The question is, are you a Hindu?
I am an Indian.
No, are you a Hindu or not?
I am an Indian.
For your kind information, the question asked was...
I am an Indian. I think that's a ridiculous question.
I think, Arnab, you ask the journalist. Don't ask Mr.
No,
Modi.
I think it's a ridiculous question you put right on top of Newshour tonight. Since you asked me a question, I will tell you, sir, that my question is, why should I define on the one side, Hindu nationalism with India first? I think it's your party. 1 second, it's your party.
Nobody asked him whether he was Indian or non-Indian. The question put to him by the journalist for your information.
It's a ridiculous question you just put to him.
Ask the journalist, don't ask me.
I'm asking you.
The journalist
what is the definition of nationalism?
The journalist asked him.
What is the definition of nationalism?
I'll tell you that also.
The definition of nationalism is, according to the Webster's dictionary, loyalty and devotion to a nation. The Oxford Dictionary simply describes it as a patriotic feeling. Absolutely. I see no reason why my loyalty and devotion to the nation and why my patriotic feeling should have any religious overtones. Can you tell me any?
Which is exactly what Mr. Modi said.
Can you tell me any?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Tell me why should have religious overtones.
The question that was asked by the journalist is, people want to know who is the real Modi, Hindu nationalist leader or pro-business chief minister? This is the question. They are specifically asking him a contra between a Hindu nationalist leader or pro-business chief minister. Question asked by a person like you, another journalist. Modi replies. He says, I'm nationalist. He doesn't say I'm Hindu nationalist.
Why does he not say? Why does he not say? Of course, I bothered to read it.
So read further.
1 second. Why does he not say? Why does he not say?
Let me answer.
Let me ask you.
Like
why does he not say?
Why
does he not say?
First you listen to me, then I'll answer.
Why does he not say?
First let me.
Why does he not say?
First I will complete my say. You can say anything.
So one question. Why does he not say I'm an Indian first? I was the one who coined the India first.
Well, he doesn't ask Arnab Goswami what he wants to say, right? He answers a journalist's question.
Well, who's changing the goalpost?
And what does he say? He says, I'm nationalist. You have any objection to that?
I am asking.
Do you have any objection to that?
Why have you mixed up India first with nationalism?
Do you have any objection in him being a nationalist?
I am asking you whether a person who is aspiring to be Prime Minister of India cannot restrict his comments to saying I'm Indian first. I don't mix up my nationalism with my religion.
Arnab, we don't get influenced by your decision how we should answer. We decide how we will answer a journalist question.
Now I think... One second.
You have not allowed me to complete, Arnab. 1 sec. He says, I'm nationalist. Let Jayanti also hear this. Then he says, I'm patriotic. So you just define nationalism? That's what he is. Then he says, nothing is wrong. I'm a born Hindu.
You're repeating the fact.
No, but because you are misrepresenting. You are misrepresenting
this argument of misrepresentation is the most ridiculous argument.
So he says nothing is wrong in being born a Hindu. You're feeling embarrassed about being born Hindu? Are you apologetic about being born Hindu? Are you apologetic about it? Then you tell the people. Let the congressmen tell the people if they are apologetic about being born Hindu.
One second. First of all, you can Jayanti Natarajan heard you there. Take your glass of water as much as you want, Piyush Goyal, but let me tell you 1 second. 1 second.
I'm a born Hindu.
1 second. We say...
He said I'm a Hindu nationalist because I'm a born Hindu.
We say tonight...
He said it so clearly.
1 second, sir.
Now, if you can't understand it, it's so sorry.
I think it is... I just want to say one thing to both parties, and I said this on top of Newshour tonight, Piyush Goyal. Believe me.
I can hear.
Believe me. Yes, I'm coming to you, Mr. I just want to say one thing. It is not unnatural in a democracy that a political party and a political leader, especially one who is aspiring to be Prime Minister, will be asked questions. I dare say it would be a very bad media which would stop asking the questions. I said on top of Newshour tonight that the reaction to that must not be a reaction of anger. It must be a reaction of... I can also tell you, Piyush Goyal, and I'm saying this straight up to you tonight, a lot of leaders from your party, Mr. Goyal, were not very happy with the expression used.
Name some of them.
Let them come on record.
I can say a lot of people from the Times Now group have called me and said, look, we are really tired of Arnab's misinterpreting facts. So you want to argue on that?
Well,
so give me a name, Arnab, if you want to make allegations.
Now we are getting...
Then give me a name. If you don't want to give a name, then don't make allegations which are baseless.
I said this, Mr. Piyush Goyal.
The question
Mr. Piyush Goyal, if you allow me.
The journalist's question was answered by a chief minister. And he analyzed it and he answered it. He said, I'm a nationalist, I'm a born Hindu. I see nothing wrong in that. Before we lose the link again with Jayanti Natarajan, fair... that you listen to her.
Something?
Go ahead, Jayanti Natarajan. And I have some... You didn't answer my question as well about whether the MIM is a secular party, but go ahead.
No, I wanted to say that Mahatma Gandhi, that Mr. Modi professes to admire, was a Hindu, and he was a much greater nationalist than Mr. Modi. You can't even talk about them in the same breath. He never said such a thing at any point. Whereas Mr. Jinnah said, if Mr. Jinnah said, I am a Muslim nationalist, what would be the reaction of the BJP? What would be the reaction of the BJP? I think the BJP does not require an answer from me or from the Congress. They can take their answer from Mr. Advani and Mr. Yashwant Sinha, who've spoken extensively on the subject today. And even worse is what he said about the burqa.
Go ahead, go ahead. Complete your comment. Mr. Piyush Goyal will respond after that. Go ahead.
And the
1 second, let her answer. She's got an audio delay. Let her listen.
No, the issue is that the remarks made by Mr. Modi are something which are not only totally offensive, but are calculated to divide the polity, are calculated to polarize. We are more than willing to take up the record of governance of the UPA government, which our record of poverty reduction is about 4.4%. The NDA record of poverty reduction was 0.68%. In Mr. Modi, when Mr. Modi was talking about education at Pune, and if you talk about education, in almost all the engineering colleges in Gujarat, you have vacancies at the level of principals. The high school dropout rate is much higher than the rest of the country. And if you talk about what he said about the spending upon GDP, as a percentage, the education spending upon GDP, that too, he's way lower than the rest of the country. So we can easily debunk Mr. Modi's figures and the speeches that he makes about growth and development. And as a matter of fact, we will do that. And we will take the debate to a debate upon the record of governance.
We will go on fact. We will go on fact. We will go on fact. And in 5 minutes from now, we have 3 other participants on the debate. After the Jayanti Natarajan and Piyush Goyal, we will be joined already in our studio. In fact, we have Bharat Kumar Raut of the Shiv Sena. The political editor of the Open magazine joins us from Delhi. Hartosh Singhbal has problems with what Modi is saying. And of course, Pawan Verma, advisor to the Chief Minister of Bihar, who gives the JDU point of view. We have more panelists joining in. But Ms. Natarajan, I find it absolutely strange tonight. With the greatest of respect to you, you're one of the senior most Congress spokespersons, one of the most vocal ministers. But why is one of the most vocal ministers avoiding 2 questions of mine? My first question is, in your view, are the IUML, AUDF and MIM secular parties that the Congress party does business with? My second question to you is more factual. You have a lot of facts on Gujarat on the table. Ma'am, you are taking on Modi when there has been a 4th petrol price hike in the last 8 weeks. The June end WPI inflation has risen 4.86%. And if I'm not mistaken, the rupee has fallen 10% against the US dollar since early May. Ms. Natarajan, it's quite obvious to me that you are limiting the political discourse to secularism to save yourself the blushes on governance.
No, not at all, Arnab. As far as the petrol price hike is concerned, you know better than anyone else, and you're not mentioning it. The fact is that we have delinked it. The administrative price mechanism is no longer there, and that was done by the NDA. Do you know how many times the price went up of petrol during the doing it in spurts? Right now, it has been delinked, and it goes up and down as a result of the crude oil prices at the international level, and you know that as well as I do. As far as inflation is concerned, the fact is that all over the world, particularly in developed countries, there is a tremendous recession. And we have been totally safeguarded from that recession until now and will continue to.
Ma'am, what are you saying? Is that why onion prices shot up by 114%?
Then so many
is that why vegetable prices went up 17%? Is that why food inflation went up 9.74%? Then you tell me, why did you increase gas prices when internationally gas prices have been going down?
No, but please understand that if there are floods, terrible floods and natural disasters which destroy all the vegetable transport and the vegetables which are grown in the north of India, the prices didn't go up as much in the south of India. These are seasonal disturbances and they will come back.
No, 1 second. Jayanti Natarajan, I'm going to come back to you.
Let's take the 9 years of the UP.
Why should I take the 9 years? I want to take the here and now. And my question to you, you are still not answering my question. Tell me, is the IUML a secular party? Is the AUDF a secular party? Is the MIM a secular party?
Let me tell you that I speak for the Congress, and the Congress is a secular party. We stand for secularism in the country. Much broader perspective than the narrow definition that you are trying to draw.
But that's remarkable.
No, why?
That's extremely remarkable. Then, by that logic, if they speak only for the Congress, but they keep company of all these parties, then how can they ever claim to be a secular alliance?
Well,
it's the UPA in power.
Well,
is UPA a secular alliance at all?
Together, I don't believe there's any point in talking. If
Well,
we are
is
going to be,
UPA a
if we are
secular
going
alliance?
to be together, then I may remain silent and allow Ms. is the last person who should even mention the.
We have a very bad audio line. Miss Natarajan, let me assure you, we just have this terrible satellite link with you. That's not the, there's no other reason why, you're being interrupted here by Mr. Piyush Goyal, because the line is coming and going. But I'm going to come back to you. Pawan Verma.
No, one sec.
Pawan Verma and Hartosh Singh.
I have to respond to what she said.
First of all, let's get everyone into the debate.
I have to respond to her allegations and falsehoods.
You've not answered to my question.
If she has alleged some falsehoods, Arnab, about how the NDA increased prices, she must also know that while it went up 26 times, it went down 28 times.
I think
Arnab, she must also know that inflation